is your to-do list actually saying to you? Have you ever taken time to go back and look at your to-do list and what you get done and what you don't get done, what ends up getting carried over, etc., and really spent time asking yourself what this list is telling you? I recently spent a bunch of time doing this because I was trapped in this cycle of where my to-do list was like carrying over, and it was getting longer and longer and longer, which is also part of the reason why I haven't posted any content. And the irony of all of this is that the one most important thing that I can do is create and publish content. And that's the one thing that I wasn't doing, and that also wasn't showing up on my to-do list. All this other stuff was invading my to-do list because it just, these things seemed like the most important things. And I generally try to do a good job of making sure the stuff that goes on my to-do list actually incorporates or encapsulates the most important thing that I need to get done today, or the couple most important things. But I went into some kind of death spiral with this more recently and realized that my list was just full of shoulds. Watching these YouTube videos, watching other people's content, reading other people's content, all of this had flooded my brain with a bunch of shoulds. I should do this in my business. I should do that in my business. I should do this with my farm. I should do something else, right? And so the last 2 weeks have gotten fantastically distracted, and my lists have become just this repository of shoulds. Some of which are actually things I should do. Some of which, though, are also things that doesn't matter if I do them or not. And so I wanted to bring this up today because I just feel we're in a place where we're typically overrun by everyone's got advice about everything. And that's one of the things that I try not to necessarily give advice. I try to give guidance. And you might ask yourself, well, what the hell's the difference between advice and guidance? Guidance is like a recommendation. So guidance is like, you're talking to me about these things, or we're talking about these things, and these are some recommendations for you to consider. But you ultimately decide what you're gonna do or not gonna do. Advice is like, you should. It's more of the shoulds. You should do this, or you should do that, because, you should buy my course or my product or whatever the situation may be. And that is not the way for me. And I'm guessing if you're watching this video, it's probably not the way for you either. And I wanted to post this because if you, like me, are inundated with shoulds, you don't have to be. You are whole and complete. I'm going to be a little woo-woo here for a minute, but seriously, you are whole and complete being the person you are right now, right today. You don't have to do anything to be completer or better or smarter or gooder. Bad grammar, but I think it's relevant. I think it's very relevant. You're good, you're kind, you're whole, you're everything you need to be right now, today, with or without those things, with or without those shoulds. And the way you can navigate through that list and get to the things that are actually core essentials is just by asking yourself why 5 times. It's a little Six Sigma for you. Just ask yourself why. Why is this on the list? Is this actually as important as I think it is? Why is it important? Why is this going to help? Fill in the blank. Should it help? Fill in the blank. Whatever the situation may be, you can ask yourself a series of questions to like get through to the root of it. But seriously, maybe burn the risk. Maybe do that too. But maybe burn the list. Just burn the list. Start all over again. I think that women, for whatever, are more inclined to write to-do lists than men in my worldly 49 years of experience on the planet. I don't know what that is. It's probably something to do with feeling good about crossing those things off, like, and wanting that sense of satisfaction. And that doesn't mean that men don't want that, but I just think it's different. And maybe I should just like even leave gender out of it, because it's probably, that's, now that I'm talking about this more, it's probably just a human desire, especially when things get really fast paced and super hectic. It's probably just a human desire to want to not only organize, but then somehow keep track of what's been done and what hasn't been done. I think we all want to be productive. We all feel better, I think, as humans, generally speaking, when we get things done. But you can also bury yourself doing all the things all the time. And then you just lose the richness in life. Like, you lose the wonderfulness of what I'm doing right now, which is just walking around a section of my property, talking to you and hopefully connecting with you, and looking at how high the corn is right now, and thinking about how soon the seasons are going to be changing. And the seasons of your life might be changing as well, as, you know, just the seasons in general. And so, like, you gotta stop and smell the roses. That's not bullshit. That's an actual thing. And so today, for me personally, I wanted to get a video out because I haven't, like I said, I've just been so inundated with my to-do list. I haven't been making content. And I've realized also that I need to alter my content schedule. I was doing every day. I dropped down to 3 times per week. And now I'm gonna go to once a week, because I want what I put out into the world not to be perfect, but I want it to be impactful, meaningful. And it's difficult to do that for me right now, being in a sales cycle with my business and then also working full time. It's been very difficult for me to also think creatively about a variety of topics and then actually create the information around these topics. And so, like I said, I would just challenge you to take a look at your to-do list, especially if you've been, like I said, carrying your to-do list over day to day, week to week, and there's certain things on there that you're just not getting done. That's not laziness. Laziness isn't the reason you're not getting them done. You're probably just disinterested in them. You're probably just not attached enough to the why of the thing so that it makes sense and that it resonates with you. That's why you're not doing it. It's not lazy. It just doesn't resonate with you. So maybe burn your to-do list today. Seriously think about it. Take a look at it.